we go. So, Steve, what are we looking at here?
Yes, this is the entrance to what I believe is a young lady named Elizabeth Harrison, who was the niece of, get ready for it, Elizabeth Harrison, before she became Elizabeth Randolph. Um, and in the photo, it is a little cropped in to kind of get the money shot, if you will. But that particular area was not really what I was aiming to shoot, because what I see in that photo and what everybody else sees now, I didn't see during that photo being taken. That bed hammock thing, whatever it is, just in the corner there was actually what I was looking at. And just like a lot of things back 300 plus years ago, there's been a lot of changes in how we go about our lives, and of course, sleeping on something like that must have been terribly uncomfortable. Of course, there were normal beds in the house too, but that was a room that was kind of a gathering area for the second floor, where some of the maids and the children would kind of gather, and there were some bedrooms off of that. So the foot photo was something that
So
I
this is
caught.
this is the foot right here. This is what we're
Yeah,
talking about. We call this the foot photo, and also to kind of just sorry, Steve, I didn't mean to
no,
cut you
you're
off, but
okay.
right here we're looking at a wall, and we're looking at a wall, and there's this mysterious shape right here, and this right here, Steve, correct me if I'm wrong. This is just a little area where people can look in the room but not enter, right?
Correct.
This this
It's a steel
barricade.
barrier with plexiglass to kind of allow you to look in and see things, but keeps people from hopping or going in there and stealing anything of any importance or value.
So why I wanted to show them this was to now show them this so we can explain. You were talking about this bed, and we're going to give a better picture of the bed. And I kind of wanted to use this because I had asked you to take this picture while you're there so that we could really get a good idea of what kind of space we are looking at where that wall is. Because anybody that wanted to go ahead and say that somebody was kind of up against the wall perhaps or something like that, we're going to go ahead and share right now what that looks like. And this is Steve when he went back. Your back is against the wall, is that correct there?
My butt and back are touching the wall there, and you
Wow.
can, yeah, you can see the wall in the foreground with the wallpaper and everything. That just continues on past that door jamb. So it's maybe 8 inches or so that you get back there, and
Which
that's
isn't
it.
a whole lot, which honestly, and we discussed this on the previous show. And like I said, we're not going to go too deep into this because we do have a lot to cover here with Steve's last trip to Colonial Williamsburg. But with looking at Steve there with him with his back up against the wall, you see him in the exact same place as you did in the first video, and that is a house where they bring tours through, and that's one thing we talked about in the first show, and I want to talk about that a little bit real quick right now. Is that for anybody that says, "Oh, there's an object there," what object would be there? They don't have just random objects floating around or trash or anything in these houses. This is a very clean environment where they do tours. Anybody that's been to Colonial Williamsburg, there's not going to be just stuff laying around like that, and that wasn't there when they did the tour. He took the picture, and that showed up there. And now that we've kind of talked about that a little bit, I'm just going to go ahead and real quick, we're just going to go ahead and pop back to that other picture for just 1 second, just to, so you can get the full kind of effect of what we're talking about. And I've even got a picture here I'm going to share that's back a little bit more. So that way you can kind of get a better idea of the whole perspective of this picture. And then we'll move on from there. This real quick is the original picture before I zoomed in for the show that we did before. And like I said, I'll keep that link in the description if you want to go back. But this is the larger picture, and that's what you're looking at. And I'll be damned if that isn't the shape of a foot. Now, I'm a huge skeptic, and
As
but I
am
mean,
I,
I really,
or
I really
as
couldn't
I
tell you what
used to be.
else that is. I mean, what's that?
I said I am too. I mean, you know me. You've known me for a long time.